very well. We need your help. We're glad you're here. I want everybody here to volunteer. We need money, we need volunteers, we need everything. And in a minute I'll introduce Trey Walker, who's going to introduce the staff. Can everybody hear me all right, or well enough for just a couple of minutes? This is what we want to do. South Carolina is is at a crossroads. And we can go one way or the other. If we go one way, we're just going to be stumbling along like the other states and not really excel. But if we use our heads and outsmart the other states, we can really take off and we can outcompete them across the board. We've got assets here that they don't have in any other state, and y'all have probably all heard me talk about them, from the mountains to the rivers to the oceans. We've got a port, we've got great technical college systems, we've got great research universities. We have some of the most innovative businesses and thinkers in the whole world that have come to South Carolina and made it their home, either their actual family home or their corporate home. And it can continue to be that way if we use our head and we market those assets not only in South Carolina and in the country, but globally. We got to think big. There's no power in a small idea. So we got to go for it. And when this recession starts to lift, that's about the time the election will be held, and we'll be making new plans. You've seen, we have copies there if you wanted, an economic plan that I've developed that I know will work. And of all the candidates, they're good candidates on both sides of the aisle. But of all of them, I'm the one and the only one who has spent his time in the arena, the executive arena, both as Ronald Reagan's U.S. Attorney, and now for 4 years, and now as your Attorney General for 8. And that's different from voting in a legislative body, which is what most of the others have done. That is, they vote on things, yes or no. What I do, and have been doing, is finding the problems, working with the people, using the assets that we have, and building it up to the next level in achieving our goals. So that's what I think we can do. We have all the assets we need. That technical college system is a jewel. The port is a jewel. If we can get our taxes fairer and lower across the board, there's no reason why we can't compete. If we have a leader at the top who understands that the business of South Carolina is business, and if you don't have business development and economic prosperity going on, you don't have money for any of the central services. And we have a lot of them. Law enforcement and public safety is something that, of course, I have been in, and I'm the only candidate that has that kind of background. That's the number one thing that a state, a government must do, is keep the people safe. But also we have challenges in health, we have challenges in education, and we have all the assets that we need to do these things, including agribusiness in the I-95 corridor, including tourism, including our economic clusters in the knowledge-based economy, from biotech to hydrogen fuel to the wonderful things they're doing at Milliken and Michelin. And remember this, ladies and gentlemen, Boeing came here, not because of what we were offering them as a state, that is, in a coordinated effort, but actually despite the fact that the state was not approaching them in a coordinated fashion. That was a perfect storm of individuals who were in the correct locations at the appropriate time, who almost coincidentally worked together to help bring Boeing here. Just imagine, if you will, what we could do if we had a strategic plan that was devised and calculated to seek that kind of investment, to seek that kind of industry, and to also allow the people who are already here to grow. This is the greatest place on earth. I'm proud to be a South Carolinian. You will never hear me apologizing for South Carolina. Not at all. I'm proud of it. I think it is the greatest place in the world to live, work, learn, and raise a family. And if we work together in this campaign, we will see a new day dawning in South Carolina, and I want you to be a part of it with me. And I thank y'all very much for coming. And now I'd like to call on Trey Walker to give us some information about the campaign. Thank you, Trey. Thank you.